Good evening, everybody. It's Gigi here in the Marion Bowman Center for our meet with St. Leo Acrobatics and Tumbling against West Liberty University. We have a great lineup today against these two teams. It's going to be a great meet, and it's also senior night. We're going to be celebrating our 4 seniors, Haley Free, Kyra Walker, Jessica Santiago, and Isabella Gillis. So be on the lookout for them on the mat this meet, so we are able to celebrate them and have a great meet. First up is going to be the compulsory event. We're going to have West Liberty here take the floor first, and it's going to be compulsory acro first. In compulsory acro, it's going to be Emmy Harkless Liu, Kendra Callahan, Alyssa Jariski, Lainey Horvath, Marian Donnelly, Bella Paternoster, Liv Canola, Liv Sinekin, and counting is Natalie Weiss. Some good pitch-ups there. And we have some nice tuck-offs. We did have a little bit of a timing issue. They both landed at different times. There's some good straddles there. Did have a little bit of a bobble there on the left on that pop-over. We did have some timing issues on that pop-off. Other than that, it did look pretty good. And now we're moving on to the switch-up. We have a nice save there on the right. So it is going to count as a bobble, but not as a fall, so that's good. And some good full downs there. It was a little bit of also timing issues, but overall pretty good from West Liberty. Some really good trust and communication from the girls, because you can see they saved it there. And they had full trust that their teammate under them is going to have their back. In this compulsory event, it consists of 4 heats: the acro, which one we just saw, the pyramid, toss, and tumbling event are heats in it. The skills for the compulsory event represent the basic skills of the sport acrobatics and tumbling. In this event, each team will execute the same skills for direct comparison. Each heat begins at a starting value of 10, and the officials will be looking for strong body positions, 3-second holds, stability of structures, continuity of skills, strong catches, and solid landing, as well as some timing, as you can see that did happen. And then up next is going to be St. Leo University on the floor. And on the mat that's going to compete compulsory acro is going to be Julia Mellinger, Eliza Espinal, Liliana DeBardinis, Vanessa Swistock, Aislinn Westcott, Emma Stutsky, Mia Zdanowic, Addison Oakley, and counting Victoria Billings. And we will be right back whenever they hit the floor. All right, we have St. Leo on the floor now for compulsory acro. Got some nice high pitch-ups. And some good timing on those tuck-offs there. Nice high tuck-offs. Good timing on the straddles. Nice pretty inversions. Nice, pretty pop-offs there. Now we're going on to the switch-ups. We had a little bit of a bobble on the right side, but a good save. And really nice, solid full downs. overall, that was a really good heat for St. Leo University, except for that little bobble that we had at the end. It was pretty good overall, though. Up next is going to be the compulsory pyramid event, and West Liberty is going to take the mat. On the mat from West Liberty, we are going to have Alyssa Jezerski, Lainey Horvath, Thea Bordeaux, Bella Paternoster, Addie Miller, Mackenzie Nesselrode, Kendra Callahan, Angelina Smiley, Abby Chester, Ayla Yater, Liv Canola, Hannah McKeegan, and counting is Natalie Weiss. All right, now taking the floor is West Liberty for compulsory pyramid. And as you can see on the bottom, we have thigh stands. It's one of the many variations of bottom bases that they do. Got some nice put-ups for that and these pretty straddles. Did have some timing on the pop-offs, but nice pop-offs in general. That was a pretty good heat for West Liberty. And then up next is going to be St. Leo Acro in that compulsory pyramid event. On the floor, we're going to have Victoria Billings, Kyra Walker, Carolyn Jackson, Isabella Gillis, Katie Santese, Heidi Schwartzman, Mia Zdanowic, Julia Mellinger, Jessica Santiago, Eliza Espinal, Aislinn Westcott, Yaniel Endino, and counting is going to be Brianna Tremino. And as you can see, we have 3 out of our 4 seniors here on the mat. Number 4, Isabella Gillis, number 34, Kyra Walker, and number 10, Jessica Santiago. So we have 3 out of our 4 seniors on that mat. So we'll see how they do. All right, hitting the floor, we have St. Leo University. You have nice ups there. Nice pretty straddles. As you can see on the left is top number 4, Isabella Gillis, senior today, and that was a really beautiful pop off there. Really good synchronization, and it looks like they are very happy about that. Isabella Gillis, she is making a very big comeback this year as a top for her senior year. She just overcame 2 shin injuries that she has been going through, and she couldn't do any hard landings like that. So as you'll see further on into the meet, you'll see that she's competing more in acros, doing those tuck-offs or layout-offs, doing those hard landings, which she couldn't. She was mainly restricted to pyramids and tosses to avoid further injuring her shins. So she has really come a long way. She is a very key top on this team. She is that reliable flyer that you can do anything with. So she is definitely going to be missed here at St. Leo University. All right, up next we have compulsory toss. We have West Liberty on the mat. In compulsory toss is going to be Charlotte Moyse, Abby Salzman, Liv Kinkin, Mackenzie Nesselrode, Alex Hawk, Alyssa Jersky, Lainey Horvath, Myron Donnelly, Ayla Yater, Natalie Weiss, and counting is Emmy Harkless Liu. Got some nice tosses, good tuck tosses, good heights, and some good synchronization from West Liberty. And both of them are going to be competing that tuck toss there. Again, this is the basics of the sport, so you'll just be saying the basic tuck toss, and from there, once we get to the event, you'll see more difficult, complex skills competed in the air. Up next, we're going to have St. Leo University competing in the compulsory toss event. On the floor, we're going to have Eliza Espinal, Karis Fuqua, Julia Mellinger, Emma Stutzky, Isabella Gillis, Carolyn Jackson, Jessica Santiago, Katie Santis, Kaylee Banks, Aislinn Westcott, and counting Kyra Walker. And again, we're going to have 3 out of our 4 seniors there. This is actually going to be Jess's first time competing as a base in tosses. So she is going to, this is her first time there competing as in the toss as a base. She usually was a front spot, so that was a big change for her. I know she did not expect to be a base again, but she has been doing very well so far in the season. All right, here comes St. Leo. You can see one of our seniors in the middle there, Kyra Walker. And Isabella Gillis on the left, Aislinn Westcott on the right. Nice, pretty high tosses and some great synchronization there from our team. That looked really, really good. And it was really, really high. This is actually Aislinn Westcott. She is a very versatile athlete. She does some basing, as you can see in compulsory acro. She did do basing. And she has now been moved on to flying. Looks like they're very excited about that one. So, yeah, she is a very versatile athlete. She does tumbling, basing, and flying. This is her first year flying for St. Leo. So I know she definitely didn't expect to be flying. She was very good as a base, but now she is expanding to be a top, which she does very well at. Next up is going to be compulsory tumbling event with West Liberty on the mat. On the floor is going to be Emmy Harkus-Liu, Angelina Smiley, Lainey Horvath, Myron Donnelly, Thea Bordeaux, Bella Paternoster, Alex Hoke, and Hannah McKeegan. And here we're going to have 8 girls on the mat doing the basics of tumbling. So first off, they're going to start off with a standing tuck, and they're looking for sticks and very well timing, good height on the skills. Next up is a straddle tuck. I did see some steps and a little bit of timing. That was a lot better on the timing, really good timing there. However, I did see a few steps. Next is going to be a round off backhand spring layout. Some pretty good timing there. However, I did see a few bobbles there, but nothing too crazy. Pretty good overall heat for West Liberty. Next up is going to be St. Leo that gets on the mat for compulsory tumbling. On the mat is going to be Angelique Carterucci, Liliana De Bardinis, Alyssa Huang, Aislinn Westcott, Jessica Santiago, Haley Free, Maddox Reski, and Ashley Anguiano. Here we have two of our seniors, one we haven't seen on the mat yet. We have Haley Free on the mat and Jessica Santiago. So keep an eye out for them too. All right, we got St. Leo University here on the floor. And we really want to make sure that these girls are very sticky on that mat and not take any steps. Pretty good timing on there. Good timing on that. I don't think I saw any steps on that last skill. Pretty good heat overall for St. Leo University on that compulsory tumbling.
While we're waiting for the combined results of this event and our meet standings, let's introduce our next event. The next event is the Acro event.
All right, while we're waiting for the combined results of this event and our meet standings, let's introduce our next event. The next event in the Acro is the Acro event. This marks the beginning of the optional portion of the meet. Each team will compete with skills previously chosen with different possible start values. There will be between 2 to 4 athletes on the floor of each of the 3 heats, and as many as 8 in the synchronized heat. Heat 1 has 5 elements, Heat 2 has 6 elements and is synchronized, and Heat 3 has 7 elements. The start value of each heat is determined by the difficulty and the combination of each skill. Each position must be held for 3 seconds, and the officials will be looking at body position of the top, stability from the base, and continuity of the skills. This event demonstrates power, strength, and balance. So in this one, teams really get to show off their strengths in this event, in these events that are now happening, because they're able to mix up what type of skills that they do and really just show off what they do best. I know St. Leo University is very strong in doing some handstands, some hand-in-hands recently, so that's probably what we'll be seeing on the mat right now. They have been doing very well with those. Alrighty, up first we have Acro 5. We have West Liberty on the floor, and competing is going to be Alyssa Jersky, Liv Knolla, Mackenzie Nesselrode, Alex Hawk, and Kendra Callahan. I'm waiting on the scores here for the compulsory event. And it looks like we had a pitch up full off from West Liberty. Pretty good. I think we had a step there. And a nice straddle pop over there. And as you can see, they're holding it for 3 seconds. Pretty solid heat for West Liberty there. And their start value for that was a 9.75. So that's what the judges start off with, and then they deduct from there. Up next, we're going to have St. Leo University on the floor for Acro 5. On the floor, we're going to have number 10, Jessica Santiago, number 7, Addison Oakley, number 9, Aislinn Westcott, number 14, Emma Stutsky, and number 27, counting, Brianna Treminio. And here you'll see one of our 2 specialists in these handstands that we have really been specializing in this event. In this event recently. Emma Stutsky, she has number 14. You'll see her as a top on the handstand portion of this event. We had a little step there, but a really beautiful full off there by Aislinn. And then you'll see senior Jess here basing Emma Stutsky, one of the specialists for these handstands here. Nice, beautiful hold. As you can see, they have to hold it for 3 seconds. And continuously coming down into that straddle. And she did with no hesitation there. Really solid heat there for St. Leo University. Up next, we'll be competing West Liberty in the Acro 6 synchronized heat. All right, the scores are in for the compulsory heat, or for the compulsory event. West Liberty's in compulsory acro, we had West Liberty at 8.400, and then St. Leo University at 8.950. In the pyramid heat, we have West Liberty at a 9.300 and St. Leo University at a 9.300. In the toss heat, we have West Liberty at an 8.850 and St. Leo University at a 9.250. In the tumbling heat, we have West Liberty at a 7.350 and St. Leo University at an 8.050. That brings our event and meet totals. West Liberty at a 33.900 and St. Leo University at 35.50. All right, hitting the floor, we have West Liberty University, and their start value for Acro 6 is going to be a 9.15. You have a nice 2-man there with the 360 full down. We just had a little bit of timing issues there. Nice pitch ups there. And some good toe tucks. Tuck offs, I'm sorry. And it looks like we're going to 180 up on the straddles. And some good straddle popovers. And competing that on that floor was Emmy Harkis Liu, Angelina Smiley, Lainey Horvath, Liv Sinkan, Myron Donnelly, Thea Bordeaux, Bella Paternoster, Abby Salzman, and counting was Addie Miller. Up next, we're going to have St. Leo University and competing in the Acro 6 heat. On the floor, we're going to have Yaniel Andino, Isabella Gillis, Julia Mellinger, Emma Stutzky, Eliza Espinal, Angelique Carterucci, Vanessa Swistock, Heidi Schwartzman, and counting is going to be Victoria Billings. And the start value for this is going to be a 9.75. All right, up here we have St. Leo University. And it looks like they're doing their little handshakes before they compete. You'll see a lot of athletes do that to really lock in. We have some nice pitch ups and some really good timing on that layout off. And here you will see our two specialists doing their handstands. On the left we have Emma Stutzky, and on the right we have Angelique Carterucci. And a really good save there on the right by Angelique. Really good save there. She did not come down. However, that is going to be a deduction, but it is a really good save. Next up is going to be Acro 7, so it's going to have 7 elements there, and we're going to have West Liberty coming up. On the floor is going to be Alyssa Jersky, Abby Chester, Alex Hoke, and counting is going to be Ayla Yater. All right, we have West Liberty here with the start value of a 9.60. Looks like she's going to climb up there. Oh, unfortunately we had a little fall, but they're getting right back up. And a good layout off. And a good pitch up and a tuck off. Really good way to keep that energy up and not let that fall get them. Good straddle. pretty good overall heat, except that little fall that they had. However, they ended that heat very strong and didn't let that phase them at all. Up next, we're going to have St. Leo University in that Acro 7 heat. On the floor for St. Leo University in the Acro 7 heat is going to be Carolyn Jackson, Haley Free, Katie Santise, Angelique Carterucci, and counting is Eliza Espinal, with a start value of a 10. So that's the highest start value that they can get. Again, you'll see our senior here, Haley Free, has been on this team for 2 years now. She is a very great asset to our team as a top and a tumbler, so be on the lookout for her in these events upcoming. All right, we have St. Leo here going to compete. And as you can see, Carolyn Jackson, she is a junior on the team, and she is very big asset on the team, and they are doing a one-to-one handstand, and they're going to do that planche. And all the way through to a pike. And then we're switching tops to our senior, Haley Free. Into an assisted walk-in. Pushing up into that one man. Really, really good heat for these girls. Really, really solid. Looked really beautiful.
This completes our acro event. While we're waiting for the combined results.
All right, this concludes our acro event. While we're waiting for the combined results of this event and our meet standing, let's introduce our next event.
In the pyramid event, athletes will build 3 layers in structure.
The pyramid event will be our final heat in the first half. In the pyramid event, athletes will build 3 layers and structures. The start value of each heat is determined by the difficulty and the combination of entry, structure, and dismount. The pyramid event has 3 different heats with 2 requirements for each heat. Heat 1 must have an inversion, Heat 2 must be synchronized, and Heat 3 is an open heat. Key things the officials will be looking for are a hold at the top for 3 seconds, following the entry, stability of the structure, and a smooth dismount that ends with either a catch or a landing. So in this one, you'll see 3 layers. You'll see the bottom bases, you'll see the mids, and the flyers. And you'll also see a glider on the side to put it up. Now the bottom bases, there can be a different variety of structures that can be held on the bottom. As you've seen in compulsory pyramid, those were thigh stands there. You can do bridges, thigh stands, a crab, or you can do this chair hold that you can do. So there are different varieties as to what they can do. And we are going to be waiting for our scores for the acro heat, or acro event. All right, while we're waiting for those scores, I'm going to introduce the first pyramid heat for West Liberty University. It's going to be the inversion heat. We're going to have Alyssa Jersky, Lainey Horvath, Thea Bordeaux, Abby Chester, Ayla Yater, Natalie Wise, and counting Myron Donnelly. It looks like they're going to have the thigh stands on the bottom and a 270 up there. And it looks like they're going to do a low hand-in-hand inversion. I don't think it held for quite 3 seconds, and there was some steps for the catch. However, it was a pretty solid structure there, probably pretty solid pyramid for them. And the scores are in for the acro event. West Liberty scored in the 5-element heat 8.7 and St. Leo a 9.4. In the 6-element heat, West Liberty scored in 7.900. St. Leo scored in 8.800. 7-element heat, West Liberty scored a 7.200 and St. Leo University scored a 9.700, bringing that event total to 20. West Liberty at a 23.800 and St. Leo at a 27.900. And the total meet running scores are West Liberty at a 57.700 and St. Leo University at a 63.450. Up next is going to be St. Leo University and that inversion pyramid. On the floor, we're going to have Angelique Carterucci, Carolyn Jackson, Katie Santis, Victoria Billings, Kara Walker, Eliza Espinal, Mia Zdanowic, Addison Oakley, Jessica Santiago, and counting is going to be Brianna Termino.
Next, with a start value of 10.0, St. Leo.
It looks like they have thigh stands as well, and their start value is at a 10.00. Really good up, and you can see again we'll have Carolyn Jackson and Angelique Carterucci doing their thing, a one-to-one handstand with Angelique as the top doing those handstands and Carolyn Jackson as the base. It looks like they're very excited about that one, and they had a nice solid catch at the end. The next heat is going to be the duo heat. So there will be 2 pyramids and they'll be synchronized. On the floor for West Liberty is going to be Kaylin Legger, Alyssa Jersky, Thea Bordeaux, Bella Paternoster, Liv Canola, Liv Sincan, Natalie Weiss, Alex Hoke, and counting Abby Salzman.
Up first with a start value of 10.
And their start value is going to be a 10.00. And it looks like they have a different structure here. They're going to have bridges on the bottom. And some really nice timing on that. That was a really good heat for West Liberty. Really good timing, some good stability there. I think we had a little bit of a little bobble on the right side. But nothing too major. But it was a very good heat overall for them. Next up is going to be St. Leo University, also with a start value of a 10.0. And on the mat is going to be Julia Mellinger, Jessica Santiago, Aislinn Westcott, Addison Oakley, Madison Manti, Emma Stutsky, Carolyn Jackson, Isabella Gillis, Eliza Espinal, Mia Zdanowic, and counting Victoria Billings. All right. It looks like we're going to have the same skills here. We're going to have the same pyramid done by both West Liberty and St. Leo University. That bridge pyramid. As you can see, we have base here, Jessica Santiago on the right, Carolyn Jackson on the left, and then top Aislinn Westcott on the right, and Isabella Gillis on the left. Very good timing and sturdiness there. Really good heat for them. Very good on both sides. Very, very solid. Up next is going to be the open heat for pyramids. On the floor for West Liberty, we're going to have Kendra Callahan, Bella Paternoster, Liv Canola, Liv Sincan, Alex Hoke, and counting Abby Saltzman. And their start value is also going to be a 10.0.
It's now time for Pyramid Heat 3, the open pyramid. Up first with a start value of 10.0, West Liberty.
All right, looks like West Liberty is going to hit the floor. Let's see what we have. Looks like they're going to do another bridge pyramid here. And we're going to have a pike pyramid. Something pretty different. With a roll-off dismount. Very good stability and dismount. Very good heat overall for West Liberty. I think this is a very strong event for both teams. Looks like they're both strong in the pyramid heat, or in the pyramid event, sorry. So it looks very sturdy and stable between both teams. All right, we have St. Leo with the start value of a 10.0 for this open pyramid. On the floor, we're going to have Isabella Gillis, Carolyn Jackson, Victoria Billings, Angelique Carterucci, Addison Oakley, Jessica Santiago, Eliza Espinal, and counting is Aislinn Westcott. And looks like they're doing a thigh stand pyramid. Very nice up there. Looks like they're going to do a one-man pyramid here. A very nice, sturdy pyramid there by St. Leo. Very good pyramid for them. Very sturdy, stable, little to no movement at all, if any. All right, that concludes the pyramid event. We will now take a break for halftime. Join us back at 3 minutes remaining for the pyramid event scores and introduction to the toss event. We'll see you back. All right, and we're back. We have the scores for the pyramid event. In the inversion heat, we have West Liberty at a 9.450 and St. Leo University at a 9.750. In the synchronized heat, we have West Liberty at a 9.350 and St. Leo University at a 9.850. In the open heat, we have West Liberty with a 9.750 and St. Leo with a 9.900. The event total comes up to West Liberty at a 27.550 and St. Leo University at a 29.500. The total scores for the meet is currently at West Liberty with 85.250 and St. Leo University at a 92.950. All right, let's introduce the toss event. In this event, you will see 4 athletes toss a teammate into the air. The teammate tossed in the air, known as a top, will execute a flip twist before being caught. There are 3 heats in this event: the 450 salto heat, the synchronized heat, and the open heat. The synchronized toss features 2 toss groups. These groups should look exactly alike and be in sync. The start value of the toss depends on the skill that the top executes in the air. Officials will be looking for extensions by the top, the height of the top when executing her skill, the top's body position, and tight catches by the bases. On the floor, we have West Liberty University with the start value of an 8.80. On the floor, we have Alyssa Jersky, Lainey Horvath, Myron Donnelly, Ayla Yater, Natalie Weiss, and Emmy Harkis Liu counting. And it looks like they did a kick layout, I believe. But overall, it was a pretty good heat for West Liberty. However, I did see a few steps there. But overall, pretty good. Next up, we're going to have St. Leo University competing in that first toss, the 450 salto heat. In the toss is going to be, for St. Leo, is going to be Julia Mellinger, Eliza Espinal, Karis Fuquay, Emma Stutzky, Isabella Gillis, and counting Kyra Walker. All right, and with the start value of a 9.0 is going to be St. Leo University. And it looks like we have senior top Isabella Gillis here completing that layout. And it looked like a really nice high layout, really good catches by the bases. Just an overall really good toss. Up next, we're going to have the synchronized heat for West Liberty to compete in the toss event. On the floor, we're going to have Charlotte Moisey, Abby Salzman, Liv Sincan, Mackenzie Nesselrode, Alex Hoke, Alyssa Jersky, Lainey Horvath, Myron Donnelly, Ayla Yater, Natalie Weiss, and Emmy Harkis Liu. All right, and West Liberty is coming out for their synchronized toss heat, and their start value is at 8.80. And it looks like they just competed tuck tosses. I think there was some slight timing issues between the two toss groups. However, pretty good. As you can see, they had that kick out that the judges are looking for in that specific skill. And as you can see that they were facing to the right. Sometimes the coaches decide to do that to just hide certain skills or anything like that, or certain deductions, just whatever looks better to put out on the mat. Up next, we're going to have St. Leo University competing in that synchronized heat. Their start value is going to be at a 9.4. On the floor, we're going to have Julia Mellinger, Eliza Espinal, Karis Fuqua, Addison Oakley, Ashley Anguiano, Katie Santis, Carolyn Jackson, Jessica Santiago, Yaneli Andino, Aislinn Westcott, and counting Kyra Walker. And it looks like they competed some full tosses, really good timing on that, and really good height. Some pretty good catches there by both sides. Overall, really good heat by St. Leo University. Up next, we're going to have West Liberty competing in that open toss heat. On the floor, we're going to have Charlotte Moisey, Abby Salzman, Liv Sincan, Mackenzie Nesselrode, Alex Hokie, and Emmy Harkless Lou. All right, up here we have West Liberty competing in the open toss heat, and their start value is a 9.00. And it looks like we have a nice layout. Pretty solid heat by them. Nice, good catch. Pretty good height. Really good, solid heat for West Liberty. Up next, we're going to have St. Leo University competing in that open toss. On the floor, we're going to have Katie Santis, Carolyn Jackson, Jessica Santiago, Yaneli Andino, Aislinn Westcott, and counting Kyra Walker. All right, up next we have St. Leo University, and their start value is going to be a 9.4. And a really good full toss by the St. Leo Lions. Really good catch, really nice height, and a beautiful full by Aislinn, the top.
While we're waiting for the combined results of this event and our meet standings, let's introduce the tumbling event. Next up is the
While we're
tumbling
waiting for the
event.
combined
This
results of
event
this
has
event and
6
our meet
heats.
standings, let's
Let's
introduce the
preview the
tumbling event.
synchronized group tumbling passes.
In the tumbling event,
Duo,
this event has 6
trio,
heats.
quad
The first 3 are
tumbling.
synchronized group passes,
Last
a
3 are
duo, trio,
individual
and quad
tumbling
tumbling
passes.
pass.
The
The last
start
3
value
are
of each
individual
heat is
tumbling
determined by the
passes. The start
difficulty
value
of
of each
each
heat
heat.
is determined by the difficulty and combination of skills in each pass. Officials will be looking for synchronization in the first heats, as well as continuity and acceleration of the pass, proper body positions during the skills, and the body position and control of the landing. Alrighty, while we're waiting for the scores, here's the duo tumbling. We have Emmy Harkis Liu and we have Lainey Horvath. And it looks like they did a round off, back handspring whip, handspring to a full. And their start value was an 8.35. All right, the scores are in for the toss event. West Liberty, in the 450 Salto heat, West Liberty scored at 7.900, and St. Leo's University scored a 8.650. In the synchronized heat, West Liberty scored a 7.650, and St. Leo scored a 8.550. In the open heat, West Liberty scored an 8.050, and St. Leo scored a 9.000. The event totals for the toss event was West Liberty with a 23.600 and St. Leo University with a West Liberty with a 23.600, St. Leo University with a 26.200, making the meet total West Liberty at a 108.850 and St. Leo University at a 119.150. Next up for the duo tumbling heat, we have St. Leo, we have number 20 Maddox Resky, and number 17 Carolyn Jackson. All right, looks like we had a round off back handspring whip, or round off whip, back handspring to a 1.5. Up next, we're going to have the trio tumbling. For West Liberty, it's going to be number 2, Angelina Smiley, number 15, Bella Paternoster, and number 32, Alex Hoke. All right, we have West Liberty here, and their start value is going to be an 8.75. And it looks like we had round off handspring 1.5, and it looks like we had 2 falls, unfortunately, on the back ends for West Liberty. So that is going to be a slight deduction there. Up next, we're in the trio heat. We're going to have St. Leo. We're going to have number 10, senior Jessica Santiago, number 9, Aislinn Westcott, and freshman Brooklyn, number 24, Brooklyn Lambert. Alrighty, we have St. Leo University here in the trio heat. We have the start value is going to be an 8.75 as well for St. Leo University. Really well timed on those 1.5s there between all 3 of the girls. Really well timed and really good for the continuity and the skills and everything like that. Really solid heat by them. Next up, we have West Liberty competing in the quad heat. On the floor is going to be Kendra Callahan, Kaylin Legler, Addie Miller, and Mackenzie Nesselrode. All right, we have West Liberty here about to compete in their quad pass, and their star value is going to be an 8.0. Wow, really well timed on those fulls. Very nice timing on all of them. Really good overall heat for West Liberty. I don't think there's anything other to say other than it was really, really good. Up next in the quad heat is going to be St. Leo University. We're going to have number 0, Emma Lay, number 35, Blair Reed, number 33, Ashley Anguiano, and number 3, Liliana DiBardinas. All right, up here we have St. Leo University in the quad heat, and the start value is going to be a 9.55. And that looks like a really solid heat for all of them. All of them stayed on their feet, and all of them had a really, really good pass. I think there was a slight timing issue just in the beginning, or towards the end, but other than that, it was a really, really good heat between all of them. Up next, we're going to have West Liberty competing in the aerial heat. It's going to be number 15, Bella Paternoster, competing in that aerial heat. All right, and the start value for West Liberty in this aerial pass is going to be a 9.55. And it looks like she did an Arabian all the way through to a full and a half, and we had a little bit of a stumble at the end, but that is okay, not that big of a deduction. Up next, we're going to have St. Leo University compete in that aerial heat, and it's going to be Maddox Resky. All right, we have Maddox Resky here about to compete the aerial heats, I'm sorry. And the start value's at 10.0 here. Round off whip, whip, whip. Handspring all the way to a full and a half. And a really good landing. And she looks very happy about that with her little cheer at the end. Next up is for the sixth element heat is going to be number 2, Angelina Smiley for West Liberty University. All right, we have the sixth element tumbling pass, and the start value is 8.60. And a nice front handspring all the way out to a full. Very good. Nothing negative to say at all. Very solid heat for West Liberty. Up next, we're going to have the sixth element heat for St. Leo University, and it's going to be number 6, Alyssa Huang. Alrighty, with the start value of a 9.75, we have Alyssa competing in the sixth element heat. And a really nice, solid pass by Alyssa. 2 whips all the way to a full and a half. She is our little powerhouse tumbler here at St. Leo. Up next is going to be West Liberty competing in the open heat for tumbling. And it's going to be number 7, Lainey Horvath. We have West Liberty here with a start value of a 9.45 for this open heat. And it looks like she did a 3-whip pass all the way to a full. Really, really good, powerful tumbler. Next up, we're going to have St. Leo University, Ashley Anguiano, number 33, compete in the open heat for St. Leo. Alrighty, we have Ashley here competing in the open heat with the start value of a 10.0. And it looks like she did a punch front all the way to a 1.5 step out, all the way down to a full. Really, really impressive pass because you have to get all that power from that punch front in the beginning. And there's not much of it that you can get, but somehow she does. All right, and we'll be waiting for the scores for the tumbling event. While we wait for the combined results of this event and our meet standing, let's introduce the final event of the meet. Team event encompasses everything that you just watched in the first 5 events. The team event features up to 24 athletes on the floor at one time performing skills in the acro, toss, pyramid, and tumbling in the routine set to music. Each routine contains required skills and optional skills, and the start value is based on the difficulty of the skills selected to fulfill requirements. Execution deductions are the same in this event as the previous events. Larger deductions are applied if an athlete falls or does not complete a skill. This is a very fast-paced event, so be sure to keep your eyes on the mat. while we wait for the scores, here is the team event for West Liberty University, and their start value for this is a 95.67. It looks like we're starting off with some pyramids here. Got three bridges and one thigh stand. We got a good save there in the middle. Now it looks like we're going in some acros here. Got a little bit of a bobble there. And awesome tuck-offs. We have some standing tumbling and some tosses. And some good tuck tosses there. We got some running tumbling now. There's some tosses again. And some running tumbling again. It looks like we're going into some acros again. Got some good saves in the two middle ones there. And now we're going into our dance. All right, pretty overall, a good team event for West Liberty University. All right, and the scores for the tumbling event are in. For duo, West Liberty scored a 7.100, St. Leo an 87.8.700. In trio, West Liberty scored a 5.550, and St. Leo University scored an 8.100. In quad, West Liberty scored a 6.750, and St. Leo scored an 8.350. In the aerial heat, West Liberty scored at 8.875, and St. Leo University scored a 9.600. In the six element heat, West Liberty scored a 8.150, and St. Leo scored a 9.500. In the open heat, West Liberty scored a 8.925, and St. Leo scored a 9.425. Making that event total with West Liberty at a 45.350 and St. Leo University at a 53.675. And the total score is running at a West Liberty with a 154.200 and St. Leo scoring a 172.825. Up next, we're going to see St. Leo compete in their team event, and their start value is going to be a 100.52. have St. Leo University on the mat here, about to compete in their team event. We have some nice standing tumbling here. Really good timed aerial tucks in the back there. Now we're going on to pyramids. Some really nice holds on these pyramids here. And some more standing tumbling here. We had a little fall there. And now we're going into acros. Now some running tumbling in the front. Some more running tumbling here. Really good timing on these. Now we have tosses. Some really good tosses, some layouts. Now we have some more running tumbling. With a nice Arabian here in that front. And some well-timed tumbling here. Really good timed aerial tucks there. And another toss. Really good toss there. More running tumbling. Really good timing on all these running tumblings here. We got the dance in the middle and some 2 acros. 2 one-mans there. Really good one-mans here. And a nice little worm there. Really good overall team event for St. Leo. They looked very excited about that one. Really, really good overall. All right, up now we will have our senior ceremony for our 4 seniors here at St. Leo University.
Information about NCATA members and link to NCATA.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the St. Leo University Vice President of Athletics and Wellness, Marcel Lansonby, And head coach Brittany Johnson and the entire Acrobatics and Tumbling program are proud to honor its senior class of 2026. Before we begin, we'd like to extend the congratulations to the West Liberty seniors. Congratulations, and we wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Starting us off is number 4, Izzy Gillis.
Up first, we have number 4, Izzy Gillis. Our first senior, a medical humanities major with a minor in psychology who has excelled both academically and across campus during her time at St. Leo University. A dedicated scholar, she has earned Dean's List honors, is a member of the Pi Gamma Mu International Honor Society, and has been active in the Astronomy Club. Following graduation, Izzy plans to explore opportunities in higher education, shadow professionals in the medical field, and is also considering a NASA internship. She is joined on the map today by her parents, Carlos and Patricia, and her brother Raphael, and her grandparents, Paul and Peggy. Let's hear it for number 4, Izzy Gillis. Next up is number 10, Jessica Santiago, a biology major with an ecology specialization and minors in psychology and chemistry, while also participating in the honors program. During her time at St. Leo, she has been a 3-year resident assistant, served as a SAC representative for acrobatics and tumbling, and spent 4 years as a member of the Ecology Club. She is also a member of the Tri Beta Honor Society, a 3 times Dean's List honoree, and completed a 4-month aquaponics internship and a 600-hour internship working with the primates. I also did it with her. It was an amazing experience working with at the zoo. As a member of the Acrobatics and Tumbling program, Jess has helped the Lions achieve the program's first winning season, competed at nationals for the first time in school's history, and was a part of the 3rd perfect 10 in the program history. Following graduation, Jessica plans to remain in Florida and pursue a career in wildlife biology or conservation. Walking alongside her today are her parents, Kelly Santiago and David Santiago.
Wildlife biology or conservation. Walking alongside her today are her parents, Kelly Santiago and David Santiago. Give it up for number 10, Jessica Santiago. Number 16, Haley Free.
Up next, number 16, Haley Free. Our next senior today is Haley Free, an elementary education major who has excelled both in the classroom and as a member of the St. Leo Acrobatics and Tumbling program. A dedicated student, she is a 3-time Dean's List honoree and a 2-time President's Club member. Haley was also a part of the first group in St. Leo Acrobatics and Tumbling history to qualify for event finals in the NCATA National Championships. Following graduation, Haley plans to stay in Florida and pursue a career teaching elementary school. Walking alongside her today are her mom, Melissa, her dad, Gary, and her boyfriend, Landon.
Walking alongside her today are her mom, Melissa, her dad, Gary, and her boyfriend, Landon. Let's hear it for number 16, Haley Free. Number 34, Kyra Walker.
And lastly, we have number 34, Kyra Walker. Our final senior today is Kyra Walker, a sports business major who has made a tremendous impact both in the classroom and across campus during her time at St. Leo University. Kyra serves as the president of Sports Business Association, a member of the Dean Student Advisory Council, a student athlete advisory committee representative, and an admissions tour guide. She also graduated high school with her associate's degree and will graduate from St. Leo 2 years early. Following graduation, Kyra plans to attend law school and pursue a career as a sports attorney. Walking alongside her are her parents, Bernicia and Charles Walker, and her brother, Deshaun. Give it up for number 34, Kyra Walker. And ladies and gentlemen, here is our class of 2026 for our St. Leo Acrobatics and Tumbling team. All right, the scores are in for team event, and West Liberty ended up scoring a 73.200, and St. Leo scored a 79.820, making the final scores for West Liberty a 227.520, and St. Leo University scoring a 252.645, making St. Leo win that meet. Thank you so much for joining us at the Miriam Bowman Center for our last home meet for St. Leo and their senior night. Have a good night, everybody.